Following the ongoing debacle between the Nigerian government and Irish firm Process and Industrial Development Limited, the Nigerian Senate has summoned the Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, to shed more light on the $9.6 billion arbitral award against the federal government. In August, the UK's Business and Property Court granted P&ID's request to enforce a 2013 award against Nigeria by a three-member arbitration tribunal, which has attracted reactions locally and from the international community. According to experts, the amount standing against Nigeria is about 20% of the country's foreign reserves, and if executed, the consequences will be unpleasant for every Nigerian.
Chances are that those who look at those reserves in order to make investments will also call their investments. So there may be a stampede. If you're able to take 9.6 billion, almost 10 billion out of the reserves, you're going to be down to $34 billion. And before you know it, if people start to stampede, before you know it, it may go below $30 billion. By then, it will be up to crisis point for us as a country. And every nightmare that we've ever had can come to pass in terms of a serious devaluation in the naira, an unending devaluation, a sort of Zimbabwe, Venezuela situation, inability to pay for our import, food prices going up, and so on. I mean, that issue has quite a bit of implications for us as an economy.
Findings show that the former Chief Justice of Nigeria, Alpha Belgare, allegedly helped P&ID to secure the arbitral award of about $9 billion against Nigeria. Was the contract valid? Was it a case of fraud? And what was the country's level of involvement?
For those who are insisting that we must go back to the negotiation table with the company, the P&ID, is for us to look for a better way to have the issues dealt with, because we're now raising issues of fraud. But don't forget that this government is about 5 years old. What did he do when he came into power? When the Jonathan administration was going out, they had succeeded in getting a very sizable understanding in terms of negotiation. Less than $1 billion was agreed. And then instead of this government, when it came to power, looking at it dispassionately, not with air of partisanship, they left it unattended. And what was about $890 million about 5 years ago has risen to over $9-point-something billion today. And that's the failure of this administration. We must call a spade by its name. And now that the gamut of people are blaming the Goodluck administration, people are blaming the Yar'Adua administration, this government must learn to take responsibility. When you came to power and that huge burden was hanging over us, what did you do?
While P&ID seemed to be at the forefront of the entire debacle, it is worthy of note that there were 12 other local companies included in the contract, which perhaps kept their own part of the deal. The big question is, why are they not taking the federal government to court?
The fact that all the Nigerian companies are not suing or activating the arbitration clause like P&ID did is just a matter of common sense. This was an ailing man, the gentleman who's passed away, the promoters of P&ID, and he wanted a payday from Nigeria. And I dare say he's probably going to get it in an ambulatory way. He's no longer alive, but the company is alive, and we even had an hedge fund that's bought into it because of the potential that it could make. So it's a matter of pragmatism for the Nigerian-owned companies not to, because number one, they are here. The gentleman is not Nigerian, so he can afford to live elsewhere. The other 13 companies which you're talking about are Nigerian companies. They live with us. Nobody dares goes against the government. Look at what happened with Chief MKO Abiola, the presumed winner of the June 12 elections, and how the government clamped down on all his investments. Practically none of it has outlived him now. Concord Press is gone. Abiola Bookshop is gone. Wonder Bakery is gone. Everything's gone. All because it dared to declare himself as president. So that's the pointer. Nobody, after God is government. That's what we're taught in jurisprudence. Nobody dares goes against the government of the day, except maybe in human rights litigation. You could wriggle out of that.
Recall last week, the House of Representatives also resolved to invite Malami and Minister of State for Petroleum, Simi Silva, for questioning. There are certainly more questions than answers being generated by the P&ID versus Nigeria debacle. Nigerians and the rest of the world are waiting to see how it all plays out in the end. Rootstv Nigeria.